As we all know, there are quite a few Bannerlord overhaul mods currently in development that cover the Antiquity or Classical era. In other words, the period of European cultural history set between the 8th century BC and the 5th century AD, centered around the cultures of Greece and Rome, among which Eagle Rising, which is an impressively made Roman-themed mod. Still very much a work in progress though, as the mod is working on multiple eras and more historical versions in the future. Then we have Bannerlord Total War, which apparently is the sister mod of Eagle Rising, and correct me or not in the comment section down below, but I do believe it's also known under the name Tides of War, this one taking place in the year 335 BC. So, for those interested in playing a mod around the time of one of history's greatest and most successful military commanders, Alexander the Great that is, this one's for you. And yeah, I'm sure you can name and add a few more mods to this list, some of which have already released to the public, albeit in early versions. Now most of these projects, covering the classical era, like to cover the specific time period around the start or height of the Roman Empire, revamping the map, the kingdoms, their units and equipments to match that specific setting. You can then choose to fight for Rome or join any of the other factions on the map, such as the Dacians, the Carthaginians, the Britons, and so on. For those among you looking to delve into the more chaotic and later years of the Roman Empire, I've got some good news, because I was made aware that there is in fact a Bannerlord mod for that specific era as well. Well over a millennia since the birth of Rome, the city grew from a collective to a republic and then finally into an empire. Its reach seemed vast. However, we've come to a moment in time where it is threatened by forces both within and outside of its borders. Barbarians seeking to pillage and ravage, Saxon raiders plundering Britannia's shores, whilst the Picts are crossing Hadrian's Wall. Meanwhile, the Goths have reached Thrace, looking for safety and bringing with them tales of an unknown horde making its way from Asia to Eastern Europe. Chaos seems complete. The only question remains: will Rome be able to weather the storm, or will it crumble? I guess that it's up to you to decide. So Burning Empires takes place in the year 374 AD, and this means we're situated roughly 100 years before the eventual fall of the Western Roman Empire. This mod, as mentioned, is a total conversion project of Mount and Blade to Bannerlord. So forget about Calradia. They offer their own world map, tailored to best represent the world, more specifically Europe, a part of West Asia and North Africa during the 4th century. The good news, as of February 1st, the mod is officially released, be it that it is the first version of the project, as you'll notice the playable area does not expand to the Middle East and Africa. Later expansions of the mod should rectify that. I also noticed these structures on the map referencing the classical wonders of the world, which is pretty cool in my opinion. We got the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, I believe, the Lighthouse of Alexandria with the pyramids in the background, the Colossus of Rhodes, Temple of Zeus, and just, yeah, seeing those kinda threw me back to Rome Total War, which is not a bad thing. Now since we're in the year 374 AD, we'll have to take into account for the list of factions that there is now a Western and an Eastern Roman Empire, on top of all the other factions such as the Picts, the Scots, Angles, Saxons, Franks, Vandals, Venetians, Huns, and many more. Currently there are 28 factions present on the map, with 19 cultures to choose from, with some of the factions sharing the same culture. Having researched all the factions present on the map beforehand, nearly all of the lords that you'll meet in this mod are actual historical characters, and this goes for the recruitable companions as well. So no more random wanderers. These characters, similar to what the Shokuro developers did for their mod, they have their own backstory and a place in the world. With this mod also comes an expanded color palette and their own selection of custom banner icons. This all to further immerse you into the current setting. Mind you, they didn't just add a map and banners, but they also faithfully recreated a large number of unique pieces of equipment, such as slings, throwing clubs, fire pots, various amounts of swords, maces. We've got variants of shields for each faction. These ones I'm showing, for example, are Roman Parma shields, which is a type of round shield used by the Roman army, especially during the later years of the Western Roman Empire. We got some Gothic shields over here, a Sarmatian helmet, You get the picture. These are just incredibly stunning assets, and I commend the artists and developers for their work and time that they've put into this mod. Speaking of which, as we're talking about an overall project, they also made their own custom scenes, which include villages, castles and their interiors, arenas, and more. So some really cool stuff, guys, and I therefore highly recommend to go check out their mod, especially if you're into this late Roman era setting. The links to which you can find in the video description down below. Let me know and the developers what you think about the Burning Empires mod, and I do hope you enjoyed my little update video on its status and found it informative enough for me to earn your subscription. Plenty of more games and mods to cover in the nearby future, so I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.